Hello everyone, welcome for this new episode of the ESO News. Today we have plenty of exciting news to share with you, and we will start immediately with some feedback about the console release. The 9 June 2015 at midnight of your time zone, the doors of Tamriel are finally open for the players of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's more than 1 year that the console players are awaiting that the Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited is finally available to them. And now, this is it, you can play it, amazing! Despite their precaution, the launch of the Elder Scrolls Online was not perfect on console, but MMORPG veteran players are kind of used of this kind of hiccups that the release of a big MMORPG known. But the console players are not used to it, and they were pretty vocal about it on forum. Zenimax had reacted quite fast by publishing a letter of apology to their player and listing all issues that they were knowing and how they were planning to fix them. One of those issues was the fact that the queue system were not correctly showing on your screen, so you were listed with one place and 1 second less in the waiting queue. That was obviously not correct, but this has been fixed in the last patch. The other issue were of course server performance. There was too much traffic, and so a lot of players were knowing some lag and some freezing and stuff like that. Zenimax is currently working as a priority to stabilize the server and give them more power. The launch on console had been a huge success. There's a lot of players. In UK it is the top sale for now. It's better than Battlefield and just a little bit below The Witcher 3. So this is really huge. We can see when we play on console that the server have heavily populated, and some campaign in Cyrodiil had been added, showing that there's a lot more players playing the game than on PC. Regarding Twitch TV, it's amazing to see so many players watching and streaming the game. That's a huge difference with the past. I must say that Zenimax had promoted heavily their game by the weeks just before the release on console. We've seen a new series of videos that were showing every week, where Zenimax is showing everything you can do in Tamriel with your friends. But it's not the only way they have promoted the game. We have seen commercials on television, ads on YouTube, on Twitch TV, and on every website, but also some placards in the major cities. The game have very nice review regarding their console game on various websites. They are all praising the game, and players are generally extremely happy about the game. So it seems that so far console release is a success. There is one big thing, however, one big complaint that players have, and you see plenty of thread about it on the official forum and discussion in different websites and forums or Facebook page, whatever. The big issue is the voice chat, or the lack of way of communicating with other players via text. It's not like the voice chat is not working, but it's a method that's a little bit invasive, and a lot of players are cutting or leaving the voice chat because they don't want either to be annoyed by other players, or they don't want to bother them themselves. And it's really difficult to communicate with other players despite the little fast text or speed text or whatever that has been implemented in the game. It's not working that well. I've tried myself trying to communicate with other players, saying hello to random stranger, trying to use the voice chat, but I have been quite unsuccessful so far. I guess that this is something new that players need to get used to. But it's a little bit stressing because players can't really communicate with each other, so they are using other form of communication, for instance a private message on the console itself, or they are going on Facebook page, a YouTube video, or whatever just to ask a vampire bite. So there is a problem about that, and Zenimax will have to find out a solution quite fast because it's a MMORPG and most players feel that they are playing alone for now. Psijic Ambrosia is the first legendary recipe that you will find in the game. It's a beverage crafted by provisioner that gives you 50% experience boost from every experience sources during 30 minutes. If you have the passive connoisseur from the provisioning skill line, you can increase that 30 minutes up to 15 minutes. And if you have the passive brewer, you can create 1 serving more when you craft your Psijic Ambrosia. Psijic Ambrosia stack up with every other experience bonuses such as the Mara Ring, the ESO Plus membership, the fact to be in a group, or the bonuses provided by Zero Deal campaign. To craft Psijic Ambrosia, first you need the recipe, and it's not an easy one to get. When you do your crafting reads every day, you have a chance to get a fragment in your rewards. You need to collect 7 fragments to create the Psijic Ambrosia recipe. Those fragments are also tradable, so they are extremely valuable and sold for a lot of gold at the moment. The ingredients required for crafting the Psijic Ambrosia are also very rare. You have 2 epic materials that come up from the Harling daily, the Frostwarium and the beverage juice, and the third ingredient is a legendary one that you can find while fishing, the Perfect Roe. The Perfect Roe is also very rare. You can't need a lot of fish to be able to find one. I have seen some players fishing and skinning more than 300 fishes without finding a single one. And you have other players that are quite lucky and can have it very, very fast.
Yeah, just use them and you fillet them, and then instead of getting fish, you get Perfect Roe.
I don't see what I got.
You don't need. You got it. You got one.
Oh, I got one?
You just glowed yellow. Check.
Oh yeah! Awesome!
Materials. You got one.
Oh, that's great!
See, I told you.
Oh yeah! This is cool. I'm going to fish all the time.
Yeah. See.
Oh guys, you saw
That's
that?
worth 40k.
40k?
Yeah.
Great.
So, what changed the apparition of this Psijic Ambrosia beyond the fact that you have an experience booster in the game now? It's the economy that have completely changed. You will see that the provisioning and the fishing and everything that surround those 2 activities are now very valuable. You can sell recipe for a lot more money in the shops. A lot of players will want to have them to level up their provisioning on several characters. And the same way for fishing, that were activities that were completely forgotten, you can now sell baits for a lot of money as well. So this has bring back life to 2 activities that were a little bit neglected in the game, and it makes the whole server very, very dynamic. Let's see what we have in the Crown store this end of June. Let's start with the Crown Experience Scroll, which is the equivalent of the Psijic Ambrosia in the Crown store. So you can have a 50% bonus boost to all experience gain for 2 wars. Either you will buy 1 scroll which costs 300 crowns, or you will buy a pack of 5 scroll for 1000 crown. These scrolls are not available currently in the console Crown store, but will be available next month. Note, and it is very important for both Psijic Ambrosia and the Crown Experience Scroll, if you log off, you will not lose your bonus. So this is something freezing if you are offline. In addition to the Crown Experience Scrolls, we have 3 new food and potion. All other have been removed from the store, and you have the equivalent of epic drink or food or potion now. So, Emperor's Hors d'oeuvre tray. This a meal that increase your stamina, magicka and health altogether and it costs 400 crowns. Vivek's Old Bone Milk. This increases your Magicka stamina, health, regeneration and for 2 hours, and it costs 400 crowns. Or the Superb Triune Alteration Potion. So this gives you back health, Magicka and stamina, and it costs 200 crowns. So even if all the food has been removed from the store, you can still use the one you have buy in case you have done it. And lastly, the beautiful Lioness, Sensual Lioness, that will not be limited, so do not worry, you can purchase it even later, and it costs 1,800 crowns. These experience boosts have caused a lot of discussion and controversy in the community. So to explain you a little bit what people think and why they think that it's pay to win, let me explain you. Basically, this experience boost not only affects your leveling, so from 1 to 50, but also your veteran leveling, and the veteran leveling increase the champion points gain. So those potions that were supposed to not affect the champion points, that's what Zenimax originally said, will now increase your champion points gain, making it very, very valuable or very needed in a way for any players that want to catch up on champion points and gain faster their champion points. So it has a lot of controversy because the champion points, it's affecting kind of the players, quite some, making them more powerful, and it was something that were not supposed to be a grind that you wanted to get as fast as possible, but mostly a very long and slow progression that you will gain in several months or years. And to introduce this potion kind of force players to take them if they want to stay competitive. So the controversy is all around that. We have discussed about that, Citric, Deltia and myself, in a Time Out from Tamriel episode. You will find the information below if you want to see this episode, in case you have not seen it yet. And so Deltia and me were very against it and quite vocal about this. Then tomorrow Deltia make actual tests to see the real impact this experience potion will have in the game, and you can see the result of his testing in the video I will also put in the information below. Lots of change in PvP are planned for the next big updates and has been described by Brian Wheeler in a letter that you can find in the official forum, and he has commented all those points in the last ESO live. This concerns the performance in Cyrodiil, but also a better gameplay, more fair and more fun for all players. This has been done according to the feedback of players, so Brian Wheeler is thanking everyone that have taken the time to give constructive and detailed feedback, because it makes the developers a lot easier work. First of all, why Cyrodiil is lagging. We all knew that it was caused mostly by AoE spells and instant spell used during Zergs, where there's a lot of players that are concentrated together, and this is simply due to the fact that there's too much information in the server that are trafficking. So the combat team is currently working on solution to make this traffic less stressed when there is a lot of players using all those abilities, but this is not a solution that will be solved in one day. This will take probably some time. A lot of change will be implemented in the game. We are speaking about the bonus that you gain when your alliance is controlling a lot of keep, or have the Emperor, or have some scrolls. So all those bonuses will not be removed completely from the game, but not affect you outside Cyrodiil. So this will only a PvP things, and this change is made to discourage the alliance server buff. The Emperorship skill line will also only be available if you are currently an Emperor, and instead of putting a skill point into the skill line, you will have all skills available to you without you to invest any point in it. But once you're no more Emperor, you will not have the skill line anymore. This is to avoid the Emperor trade thingy that were happening on some servers. So all of this is made to encourage players to not exploit the system and to actually play the games. Several campaigns will have new rule sets. This is also to encourage different type of gameplay. So you will have some campaign that will be keep only. You will not gain any alliance point if you are doing something else. Some campaign it will be scroll, so you need to control the scrolls to have alliance point. In some campaign you will need to be an Emperor to have the alliance point, and in some campaign you will need to have resources. So this is to encourage different way of playing the game, and the PvP team in Zenimax will analyze and see what's successful, what's working, what's not working, and see how they can evolve the game to make it more fun for every players. They have also spoken about different things regarding the non-veteran campaign, where they may remove the champion points from those players, so to be sure that it's even and equal between players when they play the games. They have also spoke that they may scale up all players to veteran 14 with medium gear, so there will not be a big gap between veteran 14 players and, let's say, a veteran 5 players that play together in Cyrodiil. So all of those changes are subject to change, obviously, and they are made to create a better environment, more fair play and more fun for every players to enjoy Cyrodiil. Brian Wheeler has confirmed during this ESO Live that there will not be anytime soon Arena or Battleground in the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm really sorry for all players that really wanted this, but this is not going to happen. However, do not be completely disheartened, because Brian Wheeler also kind of heavily suggested that in the Imperial City it will be more a sort of small-scale PvP that will allow more gankish PvP or skirmishes PvP, which will kind of replace the need of having a small-scale PvP. So we do not know exactly how it will happen, but that's the plan for the future in PvP in the Elder Scrolls Online. And that will lead us to our next subject. We had a very little overview of the future of the Elder Scrolls Online in E3, the E3 presentation. For the players that are following closely all the news and watching the ESO Live and everything, we are not really surprised and we have not learned anything new. But actually we have the confirmation of all our doubts and supposition in image. So yes, the next DLC will be Imperial City, and after that we will have Hrothgar or Orsinium, and after that Dark Brotherhoods. So for Imperial City, as you can see in the image, it will introduce sort of more skirmishes PvP style, but also some PvE objectives to fight for, and I have heard somewhere that there will be 2 dungeons. So it will not be a patch reserved only for PvPers, but it can be interesting for every players, and it will be pretty exciting. Hrothgar, we can see in this image that the city is really huge, that the zone is huge and beautiful, and it seems to have interesting mechanics, like you can see some birds taking NPCs or players. I hope it's players, because that would be just great. And so we can see the animation of the bosses are improved. Everything seems a lot more polished and more interesting, so I can wait to know more about that. Nothing about Darkwood Brotherhood beside the hand we know, but this is also pretty exciting. So that's the future of the Elder Scrolls Online for this year. We will have more news regarding the first one, Imperial City, in July. So very exciting stuff. And with that, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this news and you find them well summarized. I will see you next time. I wish you a great day. Take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye bye. Okay guys, thank you to have stayed to the end of this episode. I wanted to ask you a question regarding the format I'm using for the ESO news. So for now my goal is to have episodes that will gather all news that are spread on internet, make a nice summarize and give a good editing, you know, illustrated with image and stuff like that, so you have everything you need to know in one single episode. So you know that on my channel, when I'm making a ESO news, you will have all important news that matter summarized in one episode. You can just watch this and you should get up to date for everything important regarding the Elder Scrolls Online. The downside of this method is that it takes me a long time to make this video. I need to prepare it, to gather all information, summarize them, make them clear in my mind, find the right illustration. So it took me a while, and I'm afraid that when I'm uploading the video, it's a little bit late. So I don't know what's more interesting for you, the concept I'm using right now, or if you will prefer that I will do short video, roughly edited, where I share the news like immediately, just when it happened. So of course the problem with such a method is that you will have a lot of short videos that are maybe less attracting, and if you want all information at once, it will probably be a little bit harder to find them. So I don't know guys, I'm making this video for you, so I'm very interested to have your opinion regarding this. Tell me in the comments below. I wish you a great day. Bye bye.